Look at Gavin McGinnis. Does anybody here like Gavin Mcinnes? I love this guy. And I'll tell you right now, this is how he's the person who was the catalyst for me not liking the lefties and the pretend social justice people and the pretend we hate racist people, because I think Gavin Mcinnes is hilarious, and the Proud Boys, and I believe him. And I've been part of drinking groups where guys get together and we have a little fucking special handshake and we get wasted, and it makes you feel a little bit better about your alcoholism to be around a bunch of other people who are alcoholics, and it sort of raises the bar and normalizes your excessive drinking, which is nice. It's a nice feeling, and you have people to talk to, and you know that all the things you drunkenly say can kind of just fade off into the ether, and no one ever has to remember it. It's a great time, and I think that what this guy did is just basically be a fun dude to hang out with and get wasted with. But they needed a villain, and they really didn't like that he was funny and had charisma, so they were afraid he might actually start to attract a significant following, and that's really what his downfall was, being charismatic. That's why they had to make it. They had to pretend, and if they just kept saying that he was running a Nazi skinhead organization, if they just kept doing it, enough fat lefty right bloggers would sit down and write about. Why do I always call him fat? I'm fat. And you know why I call the people I don't like fat? Because fatness, to me, the reason I'm fat is like because of a sloth-like existence, a laziness, a softness. And that's how I think of the like pretend social justice warrior bloggers. I see them as these all day long snacking on shit, crumbs and shit all over their laptop. With their fucking their pets are also fat. You ever meet fat people and they also have fat pets and fat children? It's just the environment just makes them fat. Just everything about their lifestyle, it's fattening. It's softening, fattening, laziness. That's what I think of when I think of the people I don't like very much. Anyway, when they started going after Gavin Mcinnes, I started thinking that these people are fucking. This guy's great. Why he's not a racist at all? Why do they keep saying they're literally saying that he's like a Nazi? He's not a Nazi. They're gaslighting us. They're lying to us. And it was watching what they did to Gavin Mcinnes made me think, okay, these are the real fascists. These fucking fat, with the fat cat and their fat feet on their fat coffee table and their fucking Butterfinger crumbs all over their keyboards. These assholes are the real fascists. And they're not even the tough fascists. They're like the pussies and the losers who basically want to, instead of the fascists, I always saw the fascists of the old days as more respectable. They had nice ironed clothes and they made you fucking march around and get exercise. And when they didn't like you, they came along and beat you and intimidated you. It's a very manly form of fascism. This form of fascism we have now is a very soft, sad sack loser, trying to snipe at and throw barbs at the people doing well. It's basically it's a downward pull. It's the fat, sad losers pulling downward. And I am a fat, sad loser. And that's why I'm so critical of them, because I understand where it comes from. People who aren't fat, sad sack losers, they think that these people really give a fuck about other people's, being sexually assaulted or being racist. They think that it's really coming from this genuine concern, when it's not. It's really a sad loser army who hates seeing other people succeeding in a way that they would like to succeed, but they know they don't have what it takes to do it. So instead of crawling into a hole and living out the rest of their lives anonymously, they become a destructive force. Does that make sense? If you have any questions about being a loser, feel free to email me at I think it's The American Drifter. I can't remember if it's AmericanDrifter@gmail or TheAmericanDrifter@gmail. I'll have to get back to you on that. But yeah, poor Poor Gavin. I always felt... I think he's hilarious. He's a hilarious guy.
I would say thank you for having me here today, but I must not tell lies. I'm R. Manny Lieberschet.
R. Manny Lieberschet?
Also do work with Heartspark.
What the fuck is Heartspark? They're really sharing them out.
Look at this. This person is my hero. Can I just be... This man right here is my hero. I'm a lot... You know, you could choose your own heroes. And there's a lot of great men of history and great men in the present. But this person I really like because he's a very individualistic person. That's the wrong word to use. He's not an individualist. He is unabashedly his own person. And he's... Not only that, he's willing to be confrontational. If people try to destroy him with it and get rid of him, he fights back. And he's not afraid to show his bare torso. I'd be terrified if anybody got a picture of my bare torso. They could blackmail me with it because I'd be so afraid of the world seeing my gross little man boobs and my big suckable nipples. You know, I would probably commit suicide if my man tits were broadcast out to the world. Even if 30 people saw my man tits, I'd be in danger of suicide. Anyway, I just really like this guy.
How dare you?
I like it that he's about to make fun of this cripple guy with the dreadlocks too. I like that. I like the courage it takes to now attack a person in a wheelchair. I admire that.
The symbols of my trans and gay siblings.
Just pause. I get that you're handicapped and you consider yourself, I guess, a woman or some sort of weird gender. By the way, you have a tie on and you're in a chair. How do you be a woman? Does he have a mustache? Just because you have fucking yarn stitched in your head, you get to be a chick? But doesn't he sound like
I love that. Why is that such a brave thing to say now? Why?